Right now, the Trump administration preparing for possible military action, the developing details.
We do have a breezy Sunday ahead and much cooler, but a gorgeous sunrise right there. We'll talk about how windy it's going to get.
Plus, a large plume of smoke seen from up to 15 miles away yesterday. We'll tell you what it was. Well, good Sunday morning. You're watching Weekend Mornings, and I'm your host, Michelle Renee Quinn.
And I'm meteorologist Savannah Brito. What a gorgeous sunrise.
I know, that Platteville camera sometimes,
off. And I just looked outside our office. So pretty. There's so much yellow.
Okay, so take a peek outside,
Yes.
but don't turn your TV off.
Exactly.
Because Savannah is going to give you that update. And here it is again. Wow, we've got all of those colors.
You know, the rainbow right there on the horizon.
So how can you not wake up in a good attitude with the sun
Exactly.
showing you this view?
Just go get your coffee. That's all you need. So yeah, we're gonna be breezy. That's pretty much the big story this morning. We'll see those gusts rise between about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So not quite as windy as what we had yesterday, but you'll definitely notice those winds still in the forecast and a factor. If you're heading up to Green Bay, even though the game's in New York, if you're gonna go to any of those bars up there or tailgate somewhere outside, it's gonna be a little chilly. So you might want a jacket. We'll be a few degrees warmer here in Madison, but we've got the lower reaching the mid 40s, lower 40s reaching the mid 40s later by halftime. That game kicks off at noon. As far as how windy it's going to get, we're looking upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour heading into that lunchtime hour. But the good news is we'll slowly start to see those winds decrease. This is about 3:30, still about 15 to 25 miles per hour. But notice when we get to dinner time and after that, this is into early Monday morning now, that's when winds are going to be about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then even calm across some of the areas starting tomorrow morning out. I think we could see a little bit of a wind chill out there if we're able to see gusts around 5 to 10 miles per hour. There will be a few of those areas that reach that. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be even cooler than the temperatures we're waking up with right now, which is close to freezing level. We're still a little bit warmer than that in Madison, but we'll plan the rest of your day and also talk about some snowflakes that could be in the forecast. That's coming up a little later. Michelle Renee?
Savannah, you know I don't want to talk about snowflakes.
Oh, I'm just, yeah, we had the snow on last Sunday into Monday, and I missed that because I was in Arizona. It was like 90 degrees, but we've got a little bit to talk about, but we'll get everybody prepared.
All right, well, I'm not checking in with you until later then.
Yeah, skip over me. No one wants to hear about it.
All right, well, we do begin this morning with an update to the large plume of smoke seen from up to 15 miles away in DeForest. Now, those of you driving on I-90 and Highway 30 near Morrisonville may have seen that as well. The cause of this smoke is a vegetation fire. Now, around 2:30 yesterday, DeForest Windsor Fire Department responded to a fire on Hahn Road. That's just north of DeForest near Morrisonville. Due to the proximity of the fire, people were asked to evacuate their homes. Dane County and DeForest officials closed Morrisonville Road temporarily while the fire was being put out, and our crew on the scene observed brush trucks, ATVs, and tractors plowing the field to help control and put out the fire. It took crews over 3 hours to do so, and officials cannot currently confirm if anyone was injured. Now to today's top stories. The U.S. military is continuing its buildup on forces near Venezuela. This ahead of potential military action against the country in the coming days. CBS's Christian Benavides brings you the latest actions, plus what's happening with the Epstein files.
America's largest aircraft carrier, the Ford, and other U.S. forces have moved within striking distance of Venezuela. This buildup of U.S. military forces comes as sources tell CBS News the Pentagon is preparing for military action in Venezuela. The president was asked about Venezuela Friday night.
I sort of have made up my mind, yeah. I mean, I can't tell you what it would be, but I sort of made up my mind.
And here's what he told Norah O'Donnell on 60 Minutes last week.
On Venezuela in particular, are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah. I think so, yeah.
And this issue of potential land strikes in Venezuela, is that true?
I don't tell you that. I mean, I'm not saying it's true or untrue.
We're going to re-elect our favorite president.
On the domestic front, the feud between President Trump and his one-time ally, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, is intensifying. He called her Marjorie Traitor Greene in a Truth Social post one day after referring to her as a ranty lunatic. Greene punched back in a series of posts on social media. I never thought that fighting to release the Epstein files, defending women who were victims of rape, and fighting to expose the web of rich, powerful elites would have cost this, but here we are. All this is ahead of an upcoming House vote compelling the release of more Epstein files. The president has called the upcoming vote a distraction for Republicans and a hoax. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
The House is expected to vote next week on a bill that would force the Justice Department to release files from its investigation into Epstein. In more local news, alternate side parking across Greater Madison is returning. Drivers are now expected to follow the odd, even parking rules to help crews clear snow curb to curb. Now this year, the City of Madison is testing a new approach, so enforcement, just the enforcement of this parking, won't begin until the first general plow or snow emergency is declared. Now that change is part of a pilot program aimed at making winter parking more flexible and reducing confusion for people. So the alternate side parking is taking effect now until March 15th, but that first enforcement won't start until we have that first snow. And do you think you know when Lake Mendota is going to freeze over? Well, if you do, then you should test your mettle as part of the Clean Lakes Alliance annual freeze contest. Starting today, you can put in your official guess as to when Madison's biggest lake will officially ice over. Last winter, Lake Mendota first froze on Christmas Day, then briefly thawed before refreezing in early January, staying iced for just over 69 days.
Clean Lakes Alliance started this 14 years ago because we know people love Lake Mendota and they love a lake. So let's give them a reason to get out and, pique their curiosity, do a little research, maybe a little farmer's almanac, listen to your local weather station.
You can enter the contest and check past freeze data at mendotafreeze.org. There's only one entry per person or email address is allowed. All correct guesses in the contents will be entered into a drawing. It's a random drawing for local gift cards. And of course, you'll get the bragging rights if you win. Hourly employees at Walgreens will no longer receive paid vacation time for 6 major holidays, including Thanksgiving and Christmas. The move comes about a month after the pharmacy giant was acquired by Sycamore Partners. Walgreens announced last month that it was laying off roughly 80 corporate employees. Last year, it was planning to close about 1,200 underperforming stores. In your consumer news, nearly 113,000 plug-in hybrid Jeeps are being recalled due to a possible issue with the engine. Stellantis says the engines could be contaminated with sand from the casting process, which in rare cases could result in a vehicle fire. The recall covers certain models year 2024 to 2025. The Wrangler 4XEs, as well as 2023 to 2025 Grand Cherokee 4XEs. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration warns drivers you may hear a knocking noise coming from the engine. You'll be notified by mail at the end of December if your vehicle is affected. Moby Games is recalling more than 117,000 Zippy activity toys. Now this is due to a possible choking hazards. Some of the strings contain a spherical ball, and that could be a choking hazard. Moby Games says it's aware of just one incident involving a child who placed a toy in their mouth and started gagging, but the child did end up being okay. Consumers are now urged to stop using the product and contact Moby Games for a full refund. Time now, 7:08, still ahead. How the city is turning to local growers for help keeping food on people's tables.
It was downright beautiful. We had highs that reached the upper 60s. A big temperature change today, though. Those details are ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back. As city officials look for new ways to put healthy and affordable food on people's tables, they turn to local growers for help. Earlier this week, the city launched a survey to gauge interest from growers and farmers to boost local food production. Our Maren Rosen visited the Badger Rock Neighborhood Center to see how this initiative could take root.
As you can see, growing season has come to an end, and the City of Madison is looking to see how community gardens, just like this one, can be used in the future to help more Madison families.
We as the city We're always looking for ways to improve the lives of the people that live here, no matter what's going on.
The survey asks local growers about their interest and capacity to help produce more food right here in Madison.
It's a shared experience going, to the grocery store and sometimes having to make difficult choices on what you can buy for your family, your kids, and what you can't. We really want to step in and try to fill that gap.
The city has planted the seeds for production expansion and says it could be as simple as helping people grow new gardens or finding new ways to distribute what's already been grown.
If we as a city can take advantage of the property that we already own and purpose it in a way to help address those food insecurity and affordability concerns, I think that's a great route to take.
Local growers like Nicholas Leet say the survey is important because even small gardens can make a big difference.
You can have a 10 by 10 foot plot and grow a decent amount of greens. You can grow a decent amount of healthy vegetables throughout the year. That you might not otherwise have access to. I really like the idea of community gardens as a space where people can come together, often people that wouldn't otherwise be interacting with each other.
Anything that we as the city can do to really, help folks find more food and healthy food being the key too, we're gonna explore every avenue.
The survey will stay open for ideas and feedback from community members until December 22nd. Reporting in Madison, I'm Marin Rosen, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Marin. Let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito, and she's a bit warmer this day than she was yesterday.
Yeah, we're wearing long sleeves today. Yesterday I had the winter coat on. Didn't really need that though. Temperatures were warm. It was hard to look at the snow when we had that last weekend. Temperatures were a lot cooler, but yeah, we had the 60s Friday and Saturday. Hard to think about winter when you have temperatures that warm. It is Winter Weather Awareness Week that starts tomorrow. We'll break down each day something different to talk about and to get you prepared for the winter season. We'll have more on that tomorrow, so join us on News 3 Now this morning. 33 in Madison, 30 in Janesville. We have a lot cooler temperatures though west of Madison. Platteville, Boscobel, all the way up to that 17-degree temperature in Black River Falls. Very cold out there this morning across some of the area. Most of us will be waking up to what Platteville, Boscobel, and Viroqua is currently sitting in the mid to upper 20s tonight into tomorrow morning. We've still got temperatures that are going to be seasonable, but yeah, the 60s are nowhere longer to be found. 46 is our forecast high today. We're still expecting a lot of sunshine. Tomorrow, that's going to change. Breezy conditions also stick around for your Sunday. We're looking at gusts ranging from 20 to 25 miles per hour. They come down slightly for Monday. Rebound back to 20 or 25 miles per hour on Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday as our next system starts to slowly move across the country and get closer to southern Wisconsin, they come down yet again before a breezy Friday returns. This is 4:30 p.m. A lot of cloud cover moving in tomorrow evening. I think we'll start the day cool and sunny, but then we'll see cloud cover by lunchtime and really turn completely cloudy by about 4:30 p.m. Showers, though, don't arrive until about after midnight. For areas mainly southwest of Madison, could start to see some stray showers here across Dane County, but I think the measurable rainfall that could lead to a couple tenths up to about ½ inch of rain, that won't arrive until early Tuesday morning. And look at what this model is putting in, a little bit of snow. You see that blue and then some pink. So I do think we'll have some areas that see mixed precipitation. It's mainly going to be where temperatures are closer to freezing level, and I think that's mainly going to be north of Madison, the Dells, Camp Douglas, Black River Falls, and Watoma. This is now 9 in the morning, so we're still going to wake up with some precipitation and even start the work hours about 8, 9 in the morning, depending on when you arrive to work, with some light snow showers and still light rain showers. This is now lunchtime, still showing a lot of blue up near Juneau, Watoma, and Fond du Lac, and then towards Sheboygan and Milwaukee, some rain. I don't think we'll still be dealing with any precipitation here across Madison or Dane County at that point in time, and then getting completely out of here later in the afternoon on Tuesday. If we do see accumulations, they're going to be light and mainly confined to elevated and grassy surfaces. Your car, you might wake up with some snow on it if you do park outside. And then more rains in the forecast Thursday and Friday next week. We've got consistent temperatures though, where it will be in the 40s several days, maybe a little warmer mid to late week. I think our warmest temperature is going to be Thursday, and some of us could reach 50 again, but no 60s. Sad to say it.
60s. Unfortunately, I want the warmth back.
I know, we'll have to wait a little bit longer.
And I'll be patient. I can do it.
We'll get to it eventually.
And I have some motivation to help us get through it.
Exactly.
The motivational quote today is from Stephen Covey.
The key is to not prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities.
So my priorities are warm weather. I will be going on vacation for a year, 6 months,
I know,
whatever.
get away, take one of those cruises that are 365 days.
Yeah, I'm just...
I just came back from Phoenix, so I can't complain about the cold temperatures
No
because
kidding.
it was like 90 there.
You got
shorts,
the heat,
tank
okay?
top.
Right, yeah,
I did.
Goodbye. But this is a good tip to shift your mindset as you start your week. What are you prioritizing? Is it yourself? Keep it here. Ahead, we're talking about why decking the halls early might just be a good idea for your mental health. That's ahead on Weekend Mornings. Keep it here. Now, Savannah already knows that I've got my own Christmas decorations up at my house already. Now, how do you feel about Christmas decorations being up before Thanksgiving?
I think it's okay.
Yeah?
I mean, it gets you in the Christmas spirit. I don't start listening to Christmas music until after Thanksgiving, and I'm not a huge Christmas music listener, but I usually, some years I put mine up before Thanksgiving, but I just put my Thanksgiving things up because I was out of town for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna wait till after Thanksgiving this year.
So yeah, I put my Thanksgiving decorations up here at work, and then at my house it's all Christmas joy, gingerbreads, and everything else.
The best of both worlds.
Yes, the best of both worlds. And I know we're already seeing them in stores, and for many of us, it's a trend that starts earlier and earlier every year. But as Susan Elizabeth Littlefield found out, it may be good for your mental health.
The sights, the sounds of November?
It's not right. You have to give Thanksgiving its due respect, right?
We just finished Halloween.
But for some, that means go time.
I plan on decorating very soon, and I might make my house into like a gingerbread house.
Here at the Stillwater shop, it's not even up for discussion.
It's Christmas all year round here.
And Katie Wolfart, the early decorations mean early revenue.
It's been good for business, and surprisingly, our sales are trending just up a little bit year over year.
Thanks to those early tree placements.
So you guys get in the spirit early?
Oh yeah, yeah.
This week I'll put it up. And I have 13 grandchildren. So my 13 grandchildren will decorate the tree.
And they are far from alone. A survey shows 30% of people asked are in full Christmas mode before December 1st. And 60% of adults asked say that people start celebrating the holidays earlier now than when they were kids.
Most people can't talk about the holidays without talking about emotion to some level.
And she would know. Amy Morin wrote this article for Psychology Today about why decorating early is a good thing.
There is research, too, that decorating can help us with collective anxiety. And so when you start to see your neighbors decorating and you start to see people talking about the holidays, it kind of makes us feel like we're all in something together.
And that's why she says this trend got a big boost 5 years ago.
So during the pandemic, we all knew we were in the same situation in terms of having to isolate ourselves. But it felt really good to suddenly be like, but we're all in this together, that it's the holidays. And that's the sort of thing that we want to do, is to start banding together with our communities to talk about the positive things. And overall, research shows it reduces that feeling of collective dread or collective anxiety that we have as a community. So during tough times, we're more likely to start decorating early.
So she says, let the good times roll.
It helps you to become more social, which brings us back to this idea that the more social you are, the happy you are. So there's no reason that you shouldn't decorate.
I love it. Bring out the trees. No shame.
Right?
No shame here. The therapist also said decorating early can help boost people's spirits during darker winter days. And it's not dark outside right now, but we are checking in with Savannah. And what is that you have there?
My Christmas tree. I forgot I did decorate here technically before Halloween because I left in Arizona on Halloween. This was out like a week before. Michelle Renee's grandma made us Christmas trees last year, so I did put this in the weather office.
So we are getting your decorations early, just like me.
Yes.
You know, a little boost, a little.
It does help relieve the stress.
There you go.
I will say, love that package. So yeah, that was perfect. But like you said, it's not dark outside. We've got a lot of sunshine. It is beautiful out there. We've got nothing but blue skies, and that's going to stick around for your entire Sunday. So get out and about if you can. Temperatures right now are close to freezing levels. Some of us west of Madison are actually a little bit below that, though. But we're going to see highs climb to about 46 degrees or so. Still breezy out there. Definitely not going to see the 60s like we just saw, unfortunately, but still looking at a beautiful day overall. 47 tomorrow. Cloud cover is going to increase later in the day. I would say we'll start mostly sunny, maybe a little bit of a wind chill with temperatures that are actually going to be pretty cold, 27 tonight into early Monday. But then we will see cloud cover by the lunchtime hour and really increase by the evening with some light rain showers in by midnight. And Michelle Renee, I think we could even see some light snowflakes. So I said the S word.
I'm holding my breath.
Yeah, I know. I mean, at least it's not going to lead to really any like big accumulations. Definitely well under an inch, so.
All right. Thanks, Savannah. We'll be checking in again shortly.
Sounds good.
Don't go anywhere. We're running through your top stories after the break. But first, here's a look at your gas prices. We'll be right back. You are watching Weekend Mornings. This morning, a large plume of smoke. You may have seen it. We'll tell you what happened.
And yeah, it was 60 again yesterday. That's not the case today, and it's going to be a breezy day ahead. Those details are ahead.
Plus, highlighting the impact and art of Black filmmaking, our Tanasia Shaw introduces us to the man behind the scenes of Madison's Black Film Festival. Happy Sunday! Today is Sunday, November 16th. I'm your Weekend Morning anchor, Michelle Renee Quinn.
And I'm meteorologist Savannah Brito. I think I said ahead like 3 times in that weather headline, so.
Well, that's okay. There's a lot of weather ahead in the cast, and they need to know about it.
Yeah. Breezy conditions, and we're a lot colder. Yesterday, I did bring my coat into work, but you did not need one.
Okay.
Today, different story.
All right, well, let's take a look at those temperatures.
Yeah, we're starting out with temps in the 30-degree mark, or 30-degree range, 33, which is close to freezing level in Madison. A little bit above that across some of the area, but look at Black River Falls. 18 only, and there are a lot of locations such as La Crosse, Camp Douglas, Viroqua, Boscobel, Platteville, and Watoma that are waking up in the mid to upper 20s. So definitely a cool start across some of southern Wisconsin. I think most of us are going to be waking up with the mid to upper 20s, which is, like I said, Viroqua, Boscobel, Platteville, tomorrow morning. So we will see a dip in temperatures Sunday night into Monday. As far as wind speeds go, about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but the gusts are about closer to 15 to 20 miles per hour. So still breezy, but not as windy as what we had yesterday. Yes, the game against the Giants for the Packers is in New York, but if you're heading up to any of those bars in Green Bay, here's the forecast: 42 for kickoff, 44 at halftime. We'll talk about the snow that could be in the forecast in the near future coming up. Michelle Renee.
Thanks, Savannah. You're taking a look now at the Capitol, where President Trump says he will no longer support Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling the once loyal Trump supporter wacky. In a social media post on Friday night, the president took aim at Greene and said all she does is, quote, complain, complain, complain. The president's negative comments about Greene come as Greene continues to push for the Justice Department to release all files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not anyway, I mean, she is a very different thinking than I have. Something happened to her over the last period of a month or two where she changed, I think, politically.
These women have been waiting, some of them for decades. I talked to several victims that were raped by Jeffrey Epstein back in the 90s. And so this is information that has needed to come out for a very long time, and the American people have demanded it.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says a bill that calls for the release of all the Justice Department's Jeffrey Epstein case files will be put to a vote this week. New video this morning of a large plume of smoke seen from miles away in DeForest. Those driving on I-90 and Highway 30 near Morrisonville, you may have seen it as well. The cause of this smoke is a vegetation fire. Around 2:30 yesterday, DeForest Windsor Fire Department responded to the fire on Hahn Road. That's just north of DeForest near Morrisonville. Now, due to the proximity of the fire, people were asked to evacuate their homes. Dane County and DeForest officials closed Morrisonville Road temporarily while the fire was being put out. Our crew on the scene observed brush trucks, ATVs, and tractors plowing the field to help control and put out the fire. It took crews over 3 hours to do so. Officials cannot currently confirm if anyone was injured. The third annual Black Film Festival wrapped up last night. It highlighted a director from Madison who's paving the way for the next generation. Our Tanisha Shaw has more.
Raphael Ragland is proudly raised in Madison.
So that's why I, stick with, like I say, Madison a lot, because this is where I started.
He's released nearly 30 movies and series since 2010. When he started his career, he didn't think he would have made it this far.
I just want the community to know that I'm here, and let's start working together.
The Black Film Festival screened 2 of Ragland's movies and also hosted a discussion on Saturday. His films, The Comforter and Echoes of Freedom, were filmed in Madison. Ragland says that a lot of his inspiration comes from the capital city.
Being in Madison, Wisconsin, this is where it started, so it influenced me to keep going because it has been, paying the way for me.
If you'd like to just watch and talk about Black film, Black joy, Black culture.
Black Film Festival is hosted by the Nehemiah organization through the Justified Anger courses. Savon Jackson is one of the lead organizers, and they said that the goal is to highlight and uplift Black creatives.
Once you find an artist or a nonprofit, stick with them. Even if you're only sticking with them at the lowest amount that you can contribute.
It's a normal now. So that's what I'm looking for. It's a normal now. Back then when you think that, is this even possible? Now it's normal that you could say that, yeah, it's the Black Film Festival. It's a Black this, it's a Black that.
Over the past 3 years, the Black Film Festival has grown tremendously. Ragland wants up-and-coming Black directors to know that anything is possible.
That being Black, that you have a voice, that you can do, tell stories, that you can be successful, and, that it is a window and a door for us.
That was our Tanisha Shaw reporting. Organizers also told her they'll be back with the Fort Black Film Festival in fall 2026. Now, what's the holiday season without a pretty light display? And if you prefer staying warm and cozy while appreciating those lights, Olin Park has the perfect setup for you. Until January 5th, drivers can make their way through the park and enjoy the lights from the comfort of your car. You can visit from dusk until 10 p.m. and grab a candy cane on your way out. That's from 4:30 to 10 p.m. every night. In Platteville, the Optimist Club is bringing holiday cheer with its 37th annual Santa Calling program. Children in preschool through 2nd grade living in the city can receive a live phone call from Santa Claus or Mrs. Claus between December 9th and 11th. Parents must return a registration form to the city's Parks and Recreation office by Friday, December 5th. Forms can be submitted online, by mail, Dropbox, or in person at City Hall, the library, or local schools. There is no fee for the program, and all children who submit a form will receive a call. And the theme for this year's State Capitol holiday tree is being revealed. This year, it's the Learning Tree. As is tradition, students across the state can contribute to the tree with homemade ornaments. They need to be made of non-breakable material and be strong enough to hold up during shipping. Ornaments should be no bigger than 4 to 6 inches, and you can mail your child's ornament to the Department of Administration by Friday, November 21st. The tree lighting typically takes place in early December. But before we get to Christmas, the Goodman Community Center is helping families in need for Thanksgiving. This year's basket drive is already off to a great start, but we could use your help. The center aims to fill 4,000 baskets with food and donations. News 3 Now is proud to partner with them again this year, and you can start donating money online right now at goodmancenter.org/donate. Now for today's morning motivational quote from Stephen Covey.
The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Yeah, make sure to write that in your calendar. I'd say at least a couple times a week.
Absolutely. You know, what are your priorities? Are you prioritizing yourself, your kids? Is it setting boundaries? Is it saying no when your friend asks you to hang out even though you really want to go? So it's just a good tip to keep in mind as you start your week. What are you prioritizing?
Yeah. What are you prioritizing, Michelle Renee?
Oh, you guys keep it here on Prioritizing the Show. Our Kyrian Lee is discussing lung cancer in this weekend's Health Conversations.
But first, I'll be back with when we're going to see a couple of snowflakes return to the forecast.
Stick around, you're watching Weekend Mornings.
This morning, moving forward.
Welcome back. November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month, and it's the leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. Dr. Rupa Shah joins News 3 Now's Kyrian Lee for this morning's health conversation.
Every year, more people die from lung cancer than from colon, breast, and prostate cancers combined. SSM Health family medicine physician and wellness coach Dr. Rupa Shah is here to talk about what you should know about the disease. Good morning.
Good morning.
So for those who aren't familiar, what are the signs and symptoms of lung cancer?
The signs and symptoms can be vague at times, but if you're noticing fatigue, unexplained weight loss, night sweats, if you have a cough, a persistent chronic cough that isn't going away, these are all signs that you should probably say something to your physician and get some further testing and evaluation done.
And so what are the different types of lung cancer?
So the two main types that we have are what we call non-small cell cancer and small cell lung cancer. And really that just refers to what the cells look like under a microscope. And the most common type in this country is actually non-small cell lung cancer.
And so just like many things, there's screening. So who should be screened for lung cancer?
Yeah, so the screening now is really actually quite valuable, and it's something that I encourage all patients who smoke or who have ever smoked, actually, is what the screening is for. So if you're over the age, you're 50 or older, you should definitely think about getting screened. So the screening is a lung CAT scan. So you go through the CT scanner, and we're looking for those small nodules that potentially could be a sign of lung cancer, and then we can monitor those over the years if we see something and see that if it's growing, and if caught early, of course, that can impact treatment.
Yes, and so speaking of treatment, what treatment options are available?
There are, and there's always more and more research that's going into lung cancer treatment, so it's always getting better and better. But right now, as it currently stands, we can do surgery to remove the tumors. We can have chemotherapy, radiation. There's also targeted medication treatments to help the cancer cells from not growing and perpetuating. So there's a lot of available treatment. But as long as we do the screening early and we can detect it, then there's a lot more options available for patients.
Yes, so if you feel something is off, you need to say something sooner than later.
Yes, definitely.
All right, well, Dr. Shah, before we go, where can we find you?
People can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
More health lines this morning, nearly 1 in 3 people worldwide experience headache disorders. A Lancet study found almost 3 billion people are affected by headache disorders, and there's been no significant improvement in those numbers over the last 30 years. Women are more than twice as likely as men to suffer from headaches. Migraines and medication overuse were the most common causes. In more health headlines this morning, we're officially in respiratory virus season, and while getting vaccinated is a great way to protect yourself, there are also ways to protect yourself naturally. The first thing you can do is to stay hydrated and eat foods high in nutrients. That's fruits and vegetables. Also, getting a good night's sleep is critical for immune system health, as is managing stress. And don't forget to get your other underlying medical conditions under control.
Do you have any medical problems that we should be preparing your asthma medications for the fall and winter? Should we be making sure your diabetes is well controlled?
She also says that if a patient smokes, one of the best ways to avoid viral infections is to stop smoking or at least cut back on it. Time now, 7:44, still ahead, how you can help families in need of everyday essentials this holiday season. Plus, Savannah's tracking possible snowfall in her full forecast. That's ahead when we return. You're watching Weekend Mornings. Keep it here.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
The YMCA of Dane County launched its 8th annual Giving Tree program as holiday need reaches record levels. The program connects community members with families requiring everyday essentials. This year, demand has surged with numbers that they have not seen before. Compared to last year, it's almost doubled.
The need this year is greater than it's ever been. We went from 180 families last year to over 280 this year. So it's over a 50% increase, supplying not only the families, but within that 570 kids as part of those families.
Anyone can participate by selecting a tag from the tree or shopping through the YMCA's Amazon registry. The YMCA partners with school social workers and local nonprofits to identify families in need. Let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito filling in for Jacob. I know you're tracking something over there. What's going on?
Yeah, well, Michelle Renee, tomorrow is the start of Winter Weather Awareness Week in the state of Wisconsin. So the First Warn Weather Team is going to have something every single day for you. Monday, watches, warnings, and advisories. Tuesday, snow squalls. Wednesday, common winter storm pass. Thursday is going to be all about winter safety. And then Friday, we'll give you an update on what we think this winter across southern Wisconsin is going to be like. It does feel a lot more winter-like this morning than what we had yesterday, that's for sure. 33 in Madison, freezing level in Watertown, 34 in Janesville. We have a lot of 20s out there and even the 19 this morning in Black River Falls. We're going to see more of those 20s pretty much all in place across southern Wisconsin waking up tomorrow morning. So we're going to get low Sunday night into early Monday morning. We've got a lot of sunshine though. We're still going to be breezy this afternoon, but at least we're going to be mostly sunny. That's going to be the entire day today. And even the skies that stay clear overnight, that's going to lead to those temps quickly falling. But we will see the mid 40s still. 46 is our forecast high. And then we'll see temperatures drop, like I mentioned, probably down to the 20s across most of the area. Tomorrow, we'll start with sunshine. Cloud cover is going to increase then by about lunchtime, and we'll turn over to complete cloud cover by 4 to 4:30. Showers are not going to track inwards across southern Wisconsin until about midnight. Some spotty showers across Dane County, but the more widespread rain, that's going to hold off until even earlier in the morning Tuesday. This is now 4 in the morning. I think we'll see some pockets of heavier showers. You see those yellows on radar, but look up north towards Camp Douglas and Black River Falls. You have the pink and blues. That's mixed precipitation and even some light snowflakes that probably are going to be in the forecast. I mainly think that's going to be north of Madison. We'll be closer to freezing level across the Dells, Black River Falls, and Camp Douglas. So wherever that freezing line falls, which I do think is going to be north of Madison, that's where you'll see some light accumulations and some mixed precipitation. The accumulation's mainly going to be on grassy and elevated surfaces. This is 9 in the morning, and most of the system as we get closer to lunchtime is going to be northeast of Madison and then completely out of southern Wisconsin as we head closer to about 3 to 4 p.m. Tuesday in the late afternoon. Like I said though, accumulations are going to be light. We're not looking at a lot. Definitely under an inch for those few areas that do see those light snowflakes mix in. As far as rainfall totals go, earlier in the day, I think we'll see maybe a couple tenths up to half an inch. So it's not going to be the widespread soaking rain that we need with our drought conditions across a lot of the area. But later in the week, Thursday and Friday, I think that's when we have a better chance for more widespread and measurable rain as temperatures actually warm up a couple degrees. I think we'll be close to 50 Thursday, but nonetheless very consistent temperatures and unfortunately no 60s to be found on that 10-day map. Michelle Renee.
Good morning, Madison. The Bucks welcome Luka Doncic and LeBron's Lakers in Fiserv last night, and the game was quite the show if you were a Lakers fan. Ready to carry his team on his back, Giannis Antetokounmpo was straight to it and gave A.J. Green in the first half an assist, who knocks down the three from beyond the arc. Continuing to fight and battle for his team, Giannis gets in the paint to draw a foul to see if he can stay with it, but they can't. He'd go on to finish with 32 points on the night, and Luka would take over for the Lakers. The Bucks would lose this one 119-95. An unfortunate loss for the Bucks, but it's time for you to have a great morning. That's all for sports.
Thank you, Kay. Still ahead on Weekend Mornings, we're talking Taylor Swift with a little reminder to support small businesses. Plus, here's a look at what's to come on For the Record.
Coming up on For the Record, the historic 43-day government shutdown comes to an end, but who comes out on top? We sit down with the chairs of both parties in Wisconsin to talk strategy. And later, Dane County's money problems are likely to continue into 2027, why the county executive says the work isn't done yet. That's ahead this morning on For the Record. You're watching Weekend Mornings.
You're watching News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
Finally this morning, a small business in Utah recently got a major celebrity boost. Taylor Swift was photographed wearing one of the jewelry company's pieces. The Audrey Rose Jewelry team designs molds, edits, and ships their jewelry. Now, this is a husband and wife run company, and businesses has been booming ever since Taylor Swift posted that photo, and it was a dream come true for the wife. I know Jacob is a huge Taylor Swift fan. I don't know if you are, but this is just a nice reminder. Shopping local, supporting our local businesses. Obviously, we're not Taylor Swift and we're not in Utah, but we've got a bunch of businesses here.
And some of those are at Hilldale, and we'll be there lighting the Christmas tree next Sunday.
Yes, we will next Sunday. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Weekend Mornings. Coming up next is CBS Sunday Morning, followed by Face the Nation and For the Record. Our next newscast is coming up at 5:30 p.m. Find us streaming on Channel 3000+.
Have a good